ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். Sri Bhagavad Gita, 12th chapter, Bhakti Yogam. Arjuna, in the beginning of the chapter, asked a question. Among the two paths, one path which is leading to Bhagavad Kainkaryam, another path which is leading to Atmanubhavam, Kaivalya Moksham. The pursuer of these paths, which one leads to quicker result? That is the question raised by Arjuna. Bhagavan in the first 12 slokams explained about the greatness of the one who is pursuing Bhagavad Kainkaryam through Bhakti Yogam, and he highlighted the shortcomings of the other path of pursuing Kaivalya Moksham. Now we have to see from 13th shlokam. He is going to explain the qualities expected in a Karma Yoga Nishta, because previously up to 12th shlokam Bhagavan explained the various stages of being devoted to Bhagavan, the topmost being fully having the heart fully devoted to Bhagavan. If that is not possible, at least one should engage, one should train the heart in such a way that it leads to that particular stage of full devotion. If even that is not possible, one should at least engage in Jnana Yogam. If that is not also possible, one should engage at least in Karma Yogam. In this manner, he explained the different stages of devotion towards himself. In continuing on that same topic, he is now explaining what are the qualities of Karma Yoga Nishta. Now one may say that this topic being, this chapter being focused on Bhakti Yogam, why not we attribute this to Bhakti Yoga Nishta? But in the sequence, Krishna completed with Karma Yoga Nishta, and then he is continuing on, and in the final shlokam he is specifically saying about Bhakti Yoga Nishta. So we have to see that these qualities are attributed to Karma Yoga Nishta. But whoever is practicing Bhakti Yogam, naturally they will have Jnana Yogam and Karma Yogam practice in their routine. They cannot avoid Karma Yogam and perform Bhakti Yogam. So whatever qualities attributed to Karma Yoga Nishta, they are applicable to Bhakti Yoga Nishta also. And in further study of the same, Sharanagatas or Prapannas, those who are surrendered to Bhagavan, even for them all of these qualities are most applicable. In fact, even more than the ones who engage in Bhakti Yogam, for the Sharanagatas, these qualities are rather more specifically applicable, because Sharanagatas being totally surrendered to Bhagavan, they will joyfully engage in these qualities, they will try to acquire these qualities which are dear to Bhagavan. So for Sharanagatas also, these qualities are most important. So we are going to see these shlokams which talk about the qualities which are emphasized upon Bhakti Karma Yoga Nishta, and then we will see the final shlokam where Bhagavan glorifies Bhakti Yoga Nishta in the end. Bhagavad Ramanuja has written a detailed commentary in Sanskritam for Bhagavad Gita, which is known as Gita Bhashyam. Vedanta Acharya has given beautiful Sanskrita commentary named Tatparya Chandrika. Puttur Sri U.A. Krishnaswamy Iyengar has given very elaborate Tamil commentary based on these two Sanskritam commentaries. He has also given word by word meanings for all the shlokams, which we have translated into English. We are using these English translations to understand the simple meanings for these Bhagavad Gita shlokams. Let us now move on to 13th shlokam. Adveshta sarvabhutanam maitra karuna evacha. निर्ममो निरहंकारः समदुःख सुख क्षमी. Let us see the word by word meanings. Sarvabhutanam adveshta, not hating any creature, any being. Maitra, being friendly towards all creatures. Karuna evacha, showing mercy towards them when they suffer. Nirmama, being free from possessiveness, ownership. Nirahankaraha, being free from ego. Sama dukkha sukha, seeing joy and sorrow equally. Kshami, patient, being patient. So these qualities are important for Karma Yoga Nishtha. It's continuing in the next shlokam also. But first see little bit more details on these qualities. So Sarva Bhutanam Adveshta. Here, when Bhagavan says Sarva Bhutanam, that means towards all beings. Adveshta, not having any hatred. So it is easy for anyone to not have hatred towards those who show love towards that person. But if someone shows hatred towards another person, the other person cannot generally reciprocate with love, because usually that person will see the hatred and only will reciprocate hatred. But Bhagavan says those who are situated in Karma Yogam, those who are focused on Karma Yogam, they should not hate anyone. They should have they should be free from hatred completely. Maitra, being friendly towards all of them. So not only one should avoid hatred, one should also show friendship towards even those who are having bad intentions towards them. So one should be friendly even towards those who hate such person. Karuna evacha, showing mercy towards them. Not only show friendliness, one can show friendliness, but when there is a trouble for the other person, one who hated before, one will say, yes, you deserve this. You tortured me so much. Now you deserve this suffering. That is not the right way. Not only one should be friendly towards those who hate oneself, but not only one should be friendly towards such person, one should also be compassionate and should help such person when they are having difficulties, when they are having sufferings. Nirmama, being free from possessiveness. One should not consider anything to be owned by self. One should always consider that everything is owned by Bhagavan. Nirahankaraha, being free from ego, not considering the body to be the same as Atma. Shariram and Atma should be differentiated. When that differentiation is not there, then that means Ahankaram is present. Ahankaram means considering Atma to be the same as Deham. So being free from that. Samadukha, Sukha. Seeing joy and sorrow equally. One should not be overly joyful, one should not be overly sorrowful. One should be fully equipoised in worldly matters. Kshami, one should be very patient. So all of these qualities are apt for everyone, not just Karma Yoga Nishthas, but also Jnana Yoga Nishtha, Bhakti Yoga Nishtha and Sharanagata, most certainly. That was 13th shlokam. Now 14th shlokam. Santushtaha satatam yogi yatatma drita nishchayaha mayarpita mano buddhiryo madbhakta same priyaha. Santushtaha, being content. Satatam yogi, one who meditates upon self always. Yatatma, having a controlled mind. Drita nishchayaha, having firm knowledge, faith in what is explained in Shastram. Mayi arpito mano buddhihi, having a heart which is focused on me and conviction, having conviction. Yaha madbhaktaha, one who loves me by engaging in karma yogam. Saha, he, me, to me, priyaha, dear. So Bhagavan is explaining that those bhaktas who are engaged in karma yoga, who are having these qualities, they are very dear to him. Santushtaha, being content, being satisfied with whatever one gets. Generally it is explained in Shastram that a Brahmana should wear whatever clothes he gets, should consume whatever food he gets, and then should stay wherever he finds a place and not complain about anything. That quality is desirable for everyone, in fact. So that contentment, one should be very content with what one has. That is very important. Satatam yogi, one who always meditates upon the Jivatma Swarupam, the true nature of the self and Bhagavan. Yathatma, having a controlled mind. Mind control is very, very important for spiritual progress. Dridhanishchaya, having firm knowledge and faith. So we must develop good faith in Shastram, good confidence, conviction in Shastram. Yes, whether it is Vedam or whether it is Divya Prabandham, sometimes there are so many principles which are explained very clearly. But when we hear someone talk about some odd subjects or some subjects where they put down Shastram or Vedam or principles which are explained in Shastram, even we get doubts sometimes. We start thinking, oh, maybe it is possible that Vedas are not perfect. Maybe it's possible that Divya Prabandhams are not perfect. But we must not have such fickle mind. One should have full confidence in Shastram. And one's heart should be fully focused on Bhagavan with conviction. Such person who loves me and engaging in Karma Yoga in this manner, they are very dear to me, says Bhagavan. And it's also very important that one may be engaged in Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, but without the love towards Bhagavan, there is no purpose for any of these practices, any of these anushtanams. Anytime we do japa, anytime we do any anushtanam, the focus should be on Bhagavan. Without Bhagavad Dhyanam, whatever act one does, they are not of any use. Mudalalvars also say, Andiyalam Payanangan. One may be chanting Sandhya Vandana Mantram, one may be doing many Gayatri Japam, but if there is no faith in Bhagavan, if there is no focus on Bhagavan, such activities are of no use. That is Bhagavan himself explaining that. 15th Shlokam, Yasman no dvijate, loko lokan no dvijate, chayaha. Harshamarsha bayodvegair muktoyaha, sachame priyaha. Very important Shlokam. For that Karma Yoga Nishta, for the practitioner of Karma Yoga, lokaha, this world, na udvijate, not trembling out of fire. Yaha, he, lokat, towards the world, na udvijate, does not fear. Yaha, he, harshamarsha, baya udvegaihi, muktaha, one who is free from joy, sorrow, fear and dread. Saha cha, he too, me, for me, priya, dear. So Bhagavan is saying, there is a particular person, such person should not be feared by anyone in the world. Similarly, the person should not fear for anyone in this world as well. Such person is the dearest one for me, says Bhagavan. Because when one understands that everything is a shariram, everything is body of Bhagavan, then there is no question of hatred towards anyone or any fear towards anyone. Similarly, world will also see such peaceful person as to be undisturbed, to be not feared upon. For example, if we take, would our hands and legs ever fight with each other? No, they won't. Similarly, will our eyes and ears fight each other? They won't. Because when the different limbs, they are all belonging to the same body, they have that relationship. Similarly, when we understand that we are all Shariram of Bhagavan, then there will be no hatred or fear towards anyone. Similarly, the world will also not fear such persons. So such person who is free from joy, sorrow, fear and dread, he is very dear to me, says Krishna. In this 15th shlokam. Next 16th shlokam. Anapekshaha shuchir daksha udasino gatavyataha sarvaramba parityagi yo madbhaktaha same priyaha. Word by word meanings. Not desiring anything other than Atma. Anapekshaha. Apeksha means desire. Anapekshaha means not having any desire other than Atma. And Paramatma, of course. Shuchihi, having ahara shuddhi, purity in food consumption, because everything in our day-to-day routine, our body, our mind, everything returns on the food we consume. So that is the emphasis here. When Krishna says Shuchihi, the emphasis is on having pure food and the resulting purity attained from that. Dakshaha, being an expert in performing the activities ordained in Shastram. One must be very, very expert in the activities ordered in Shastram. On the other hand, Udasinaha, being indifferent towards other matters. One must be totally indifferent towards what is not ordered in Shastram for oneself. But today we see everything is reversed. We are so interested to perform activities which are not approved in Shastram, and we are giving up activities which are ordained in Shastram. But that is because of Rajotamo Gunam in the individual. Because of that, those qualities, one will be oriented towards worldly aspects. But here Krishna is saying, towards activities ordained in Shastram, one must be very expert in performing those, and towards those activities which are not ordained in Shastram, one must be udasina, one must be totally indifferent, must be disinterested in those aspects. Gatavyataha, not being affected by sorrow which arise out of engaging in activities ordained in Shastram. When we engage in Shastram ordained activities, there will be some discomfort. For example, when we perform Yajurupa karma, for example, at that time, on that particular day, we have to do japam and homam and all of that, and it will take some time to get all of those completed, and then only we can consume prasadam, food. So there is some difficulty involved. Any activity we engage, whatever is explained in Shastram, there will be some difficulties. Those difficulties should not be seen as difficulties, rather we should see them as routine, as part of performing Shastra ordained activities. So that is explained here by saying Gatavyataha, one should be free from sorrow which arise out of performing these activities. Sarvaramba Parityagi, does not begin engaging in any activities which are not ordained in Shastram. It says Sarvaramba Parityagi here. Krishna is just saying Sarvaramba Parityagi. But in the commentary, Acharyas explain, if one is a surrendered person, if one is a Bhakti Yoga, he cannot give up all activities. He has to do devotional activities. He has to do Kankyaryams to Bhagavan. Those must be performed. But anything which is contrary to the nature of the individual, those activities must never be even initiated, must never be even started. So that is explained here. Because generally if it is said, you don't do any activities, then we'll be very happy. We don't have to do anything. Let's just remain happily. But that is not what is explained here. It is explained that one must avoid unnecessary activities which are contrary to the Jivatma Swarupam. Yaha, that Karma Yoga Nishta, the practitioner of Karma Yoga, Madbhaktaha, who is affectionate towards me. Now, doing all of these, again, one should have devotion, bhakti towards Bhagavan. Without that, even if one does all the activities perfectly, he is still not considered worthy because there is no bhakti in that person. So bhakti is very important here. Saha, he, me priyaha, is very dear to me. So here the Karma Yoga practitioner who is not desiring anything other than Atma and having Ahara Shuddhi and other aspects, being an expert in performing activities ordained in Shastram and being indifferent towards other aspects, not being affected by sorrow, and one who does not begin engaging in activities which are ordained, which are not ordained in Shastram, and finally that person must be affectionate towards me, such person is dear to me. So that is 16th shlokam. With this we will stop today and we will continue on tomorrow. Alvar Emperimanar Jiyar Tirudigade Sharanam, Jiyar Tirudigade Sharanam.
To learn such valuable information about our Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, please download Koyil, Koyil app from Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Our website is koyil.org, koyil.org.